Alright, hi everybody, how's it going? And welcome to another video. Today I am at the Mitchell Prehistoric Indian Village. This is located in Mitchell, South Dakota. And this right here is an archaeological site. It's the only archaeological site in South Dakota that's open to the public. They've been excavating here for about 25 years now. And the interesting thing is the excavations have mostly been done by a field school from England, and they've been coming here for 25 years excavating this. So thought that was kind of interesting. I know there's a tendency of Americans sometimes to want to go to Europe and do excavating, and seems like there's a tendency of Europeans to want to come here. So kind of interesting how that works out. But right here, this is what they've been excavating. Now, this site was first inhabited 1,000 years ago by the descendants of the Mandan people. The Mandan people are a group of people that Lewis and Clark met in 1804. And these were their descendants. They lived here in this plains village, essentially. Now, when you think of plains Native Americans, you usually think of, Native Americans that were nomadic, that moved around, that lived in teepees, but these were different. They lived in villages of about 75 to 80 lodges. These lodges were made out of like a mud plaster with these like poles and wooden structures to support them, and they were permanent. So they were not nomadic. They had a lot of food here, very, very plentiful. So I just want to show now one of the things that was going on here at this site in particular is it was a bison processing site. So they would take the bison bone, they would make an oil out of it. This oil was then used in the preservation of food, kind of like an early form of freeze drying. It would allow meat to last a lot longer. It's sort of a method of like freeze drying. Now, I was just asking the anthropologist here what some of the recent findings have been, and just recently they found a thunderbird made out of a piece of shell, which in 25 years they found nothing like that. So they're finding new interesting things here all the time. All kinds of stone tools, all kinds of points, of course, and bison bones. And these right here that you're looking at are cache pits. So these were like originally storage pits. Later they became like garbage pits. But at first they were like storage pits that would store a lot of food, corn, beans, squash, that sort of thing. See a lot of these different pits. Now, after about 100 years, this site was abandoned. And later, I'm told it had burned because there's evidence that some of the walls that the lodges were made out of were kind of like clay and it changed color. So there's evidence that the village did burn at one point. But yeah, like I said, they only lived here about 100 years, and then they were gone. So yeah, there's a dome, as you can see, built around this. This is very similar to a site I went to about a year ago, although that was a paleontology site called the Ashfall Fossil Beds. Kind of similar to this, except there were fossils there. But same thing where it's like a dome around it, and it's an active site where people are still working on it today. So I'm told they want to go a lot deeper than they have.
casting resin. It's a two-part. It's a 1-to-1 by weight, and so they call shake up both each half.
So just wanted to show this. That's all I've got. If you watched this video, as always, I thank you for watching. Have a good night.